What is up, everyone? It's Thomas with Real Broker here in St. Augustine, Florida, coming at you live every Wednesday at 8 p.m., going over the market stats, the news that you need to know about if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing here in our local area. And I also do a Q&A. So if you have any questions, if you're watching it live, you're watching the replay, make sure you throw me some comments below. Any questions that you might have, whether it's about living here in the area, the lifestyle, cost of living, cost of real estate, buying, selling, the process, whatever that is, I'm here for you guys every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So I'm going to hop into the market stats like I do. Sorry for being a little late this week as I got a little busy. I'm actually putting an offer in on a property for myself and my wife. If you guys have been following, you know that I've been trying to win an offer on a house here. And in West Augustine is really just a really hot market right now. And it's been tough. I've lost 3 offers, potentially 4 after tonight. And we will see what happens. But I'll keep you guys up to date on that. Hopefully I win one. And we lock myself a nice little house in West Augustine. I think it's a great area. But let's take a look here, guys. And this is something that we do every single week is just take a look at just the general inventory. So this is the Northeastern Florida Association of Realtors. This is including Jacksonville, St. Johns County, Clay County, Putnam County, Duval County, which is Jacksonville. And every single week for about a month now, we've seen this number go down, which seasonally is not typical. Typically during the springtime, we're starting to see more listings come onto the market where we haven't seen the bottom of our seasonal winter market yet. And during the winter market, we don't see as many things coming on to the market because a lot of people like to wait to the springtime to sell. So this number normally bottoms out sometime in January, February. And we still really haven't hit the bottom. Just like a month ago, we were at 6,000 plus homes. And now I thought we were at the bottom there, but it hasn't seemed to hit that just yet. So of course I'll keep up to date on that as always. But let's take a look over here at the new listings and everything. Once again, I'm going to do once a month. We're going to do the Alex Stewart, the market distillery report, but this is just going to give us the week to week because he only does a report every month. So the new listings, we got 1127 new listings to 1104 closed. So that's a 1-for-1. And over these past couple of weeks, if you have been following, it's pretty much been an 8 out of 10 homes have closed that have come on the market. So 1-for-1, that's it's pretty powerful. With interest rates coming back down, I think we're going to see more people hop back into the real estate market here as everything begins to stabilize. And we're not hearing about interest rates and federal funds rate every other day. But we'll see if that changes. So let's take a look at new listings and pending. So we got 1127 new listings and then 1,099 pending. I also like to include contingent taking back up. So that's 453. So really we have more going off of the market than we have coming to the market, which is leading to that inventory number not creeping back up like we're expecting it to, which it typically does here in in March and spring. And let's see here. Also, new listings to price changes. We got 1,387 price changes. So almost, out of 11 homes or 10 homes in the market, 11 of them are getting price changes. And yeah, we got 325 back on the market. So pretty much if you consider the pending, the contingent, the back on the market, we're pretty much a 1-for-1 in terms of new listings coming to the market and things going off of the market, which is not necessarily a good sign. If you're looking to sell, that's a great sign. That means that it's still a great time to sell a home here because we don't have as much inventory as people say that we have. We don't have enough inventory for the people here. And it seems that things are starting to level out even once again because people that have the 3% interest rates, they're not going anywhere. And if interest rates start creeping back towards the 5s, which it looks like it's starting to do, then we're going to see more buyers come into the market. Maybe we'll see some more inventory come with that because the 5s don't hurt as much as the 7s. But we'll stay on top of that, guys. It's constantly changing. So I'll definitely do that for you guys. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m., we're doing this kind of stuff. So if you have any questions about the market, if you have any questions about what's going on, the lifestyle here, developments, I'm trying to stay up on all of that the best that I can. And with this one here, I'm going to actually cover some news stories that I think are important, but they're Just depends what you guys think. We'll see. If you guys have any questions, you have any comments, how I can improve the show, go ahead and leave it to me. Leave me a comment below because I'm trying to make it better every single week. And this week is no different, guys. All right. So let's see here. So the classic song. Oh my God, freaking ads. Paving paradise to put up a parking lot. City of St. Augustine wants to know if there are better uses for the land. And that has become a big problem here in St. Augustine. Not in St. Johns County. Parking is abundant anywhere you go. There's tons of parking. It's pretty much whenever you develop something new now, you have to provide tons of parking because that's what people rely on here is their vehicles. But the city of St. Augustine, it's a little bit older. It's run a little bit differently. Established in 1565, you had horses and buggies back then. A lot of the streets are paved with bricks down there. Not a lot of stormwater retention, but they're trying to figure out better uses for their parking situation because the parking garage that they have there is at capacity a lot of the times. I've gone there a lot this past month, actually, and I was pretty surprised for the spring break crowd, which apparently is a record high this year. The parking lot was full, and I couldn't park in the parking lot. And I normally don't park in the parking lot because I can find parallel parking on the road. But St. Anthony wasn't helping me out, so I couldn't find any parking. So I went to the parking lot, but we ended up getting a spot. But I'd be really interested to see what you guys think. They originally said that they didn't want to open up development and restrictions on buildings because they didn't want people tearing down old historic buildings to put in parking lots. And now we're having the issue where we don't have enough parking. Residents are complaining, and it's becoming more of an issue. So we'll see what happens. I'll stay on top of it. I don't imagine anything's going to change, though. But we got another news story here about a development that it's got some feathers ruffled in St. Johns County. And of course, I think differently. I think it's great. I think it's another thing that we need. I think it's a great location as well. But they're going to be developing. Well, I'm just going to say they're probably going to be developing. Let me see. All right. So if you're familiar with the St. Augustine, they're looking to put in a 55 single family homes in a proposed area by the Shipyard development. So if you know where Asado Life is, if you know where the Target is, there's a whole bunch of green space back here that has yet to be developed. So they're looking to change all of this into 55 single family homes. And the town is not exactly too happy about it. At least the people here, considering the traffic, especially in US 1 and 312, is probably one of the worst areas. But I got to say, I think in terms of location, if you're looking to buy a house, a new construction home, there's not too much stuff in that area, especially when you're talking about developments. You really got to go out on 207 or you go further out on 16. That's where all the new development's happening. So I really think having a new construction place right here would be fantastic. But a lot of people won't agree with me on that. But it's going to go right behind Target. So if you're familiar with US 1 and where Target is there, that's where they're planning to put that. I think it's a great idea, especially being right by Target. My wife would go crazy. She'd be there every other day. They got a Starbucks in there. It's bad enough for me as is. I get Amazon boxes every day, but my wife loves Target. So Chip and Joanna Gaines would be in our entire house. So let's go on to the next news story here, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And this is going to be a follow-up on one of the older news stories we did about St. Augustine, which, it is rapidly changing. They wanted to put in a commercial airline. So initially they had one last year. I think it was with Frontier Airlines, and they were flying to Portland, Maine. They were also flying to Newark, New Jersey, which every time I looked, it was booked. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but for whatever reason, they've since cut that down. Now, a couple weeks ago, I brought up that Avelo was going to look at a proposal from the St. Augustine Airport, and they've also come out and they said, and this is a couple weeks ago, they were like, "Nah, we're not looking at that airport anymore." And then since then, the St. Augustine Airport manager, I believe, has been ousted. So I'm guessing something was going awry in the St. Augustine Airport in terms of the function, the management of it. because airlines were kind of pulling out, right? We had one new airline there with Frontier, and then they were trying to propose something to Avelo, and then they were like, nah, we'll pass. And to me, it seems kind of crazy because we're such a big tourist destination. I feel like you'd want to put a footprint here if you could. Um, but either way, Avelo is back on the table looking at commercial flights out of St. Augustine Airport. I hope to see it open up again because just being able to travel out of St. Augustine, and really travel for us is pretty easy. We go up to Jacksonville, it's an hour away. Go to Orlando, it's 2 hours away. Parking's really easy. The shuttle, both those airports are pretty easy to get around. But having an airport here in St. Augustine, if I could fly up to Jersey, that solves 95% of my problems right there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they should open that airport up as commercial or just keep letting people fly private in there? I mean, at this point, I just think it's just a playground for the rich, but maybe one day, But all right, guys, I only have like one more news story left. Sorry, I was busy today with my own personal purchase of a property. Wanted to make sure I got that thing locked in. We haven't found out if that is going to happen yet. But this is also something I really think is cool. If you've been into St. Augustine, I talk about the food scene all the time. Marina Munch is probably one of my favorite places to go eat. They have breakfast, lunch, or dinner there, but it's all food trucks. So it's very casual. It's right on the waterfront. It's all outdoor dining. There's no air conditioning or anything. But they just got their beer and wine license. So you can now get beer and wine, enjoy the waterfront, look at the marina, and get some really, really, really good food. If you're not familiar where this is at, this is on US 1, very close to where Target is. It's actually just north of Target. But if you're looking for a good lunchtime spot, this is my go-to, honestly, because you catch it at the right time during the day. It's beautiful. Funkadelic has some of the best food in town, period. Some of the best food. And that's one of my favorite places to go for lunch. But they also have a Real Peel Pizza, which is a great spot to go as well. And here, I'll share my screen here with you guys just so you can take a look at where this place is. But they just added beer and wine. So if you're looking to have a nice little night, sit on the water, food trucks are just as expensive as regular restaurants nowadays. But the beer and wine, the atmosphere, I think you'll be able to save a couple bucks and hang out there and have a great time because they got outdoor seating. I'll show you on my screen here where it's at. That's the wrong one. Boop, here we go. Marina Munch. Yep, so this is right on the San Sebastian. So if you know where Jimmy Hula's is, Duncan's right here, Target's right here. That community is going to go right back here that they're looking to do. And the house I offered it on is right over here. So we'll see what happens, guys. I think that's a great, having that addition there just gives another place, like almost feels like a park setting where you can just eat some food and hang out. It definitely feels like a public place, and it's really low key and relaxed. So definitely check out Marina Munch if you haven't been there yet. They have their food schedule typically on Facebook or Instagram. So if you're looking to see what trucks are there, what's available, that's going to be your go-to. But guys, I'm actually going to call it early this week. I wasn't that prepared for you. I apologize. I should have had more news stories up, but I hope you gained a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of value, a little bit of insight into living in St. Augustine. I'll be here next Wednesday. I will be doing the same thing, of course. I'm going to try to come a little bit more prepared. The following weekend, I'm going to be in Houston for a real estate conference, so that'll be fun. But I'll still be here on Wednesdays. So every Wednesday at 8 p.m., we're going over the local market stats, the news you need to know about if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing here in the area, and also doing a Q&A. If I do have any questions, I try to answer them. Guys, appreciate you being here. Until next time.